The second thing is the action of collection. Section 4, which indicates that if an inmate died in the custody of the detention center, we have a right to go after his property. Even though there's a family living there, his family, his home place, we have a right to go against his property and put their kids out on the street because of what has happened inside the jail. And I don't think that's right. While we got them in there, we're scamming them enough. So I think to remove Section 4 and Section B would help out a great deal.
Do you have those for everybody?
We got one.
Yeah, y'all got one in the thing. She can pass that down there. The second thing I'd like to bring to your attention is, and this came from Mr. Cornell, and I noticed that he's not here today, but he has plenty of supporters. $2.6 million over the 6 years, and then $783,000 of that went to the general fund out of the $2.6 million went to the general fund and $81 million worth of expenditures. The other $1.9 million basically stayed within the detention center, and this is used for a variety of different things with the detention center for the benefits of the inmates. Now, it says here that detention center has $1.9 million, but at their last balance shows they only have $268,000, $759.48. That's a big difference between the 1.9 million. And I'd like to find out what happened to the other $1 million within this time span. And the only one I know to ask is Mr. Doherty.
Mr. Doherty, are you prepared to answer?
I'm not.
We'd need to get an answer from...
I probably need assistance from Mr. Hensley from the finance side of the house. But we can show records of anything that money come in, money went out, everything that happened.
Okay. That makes sufficient.
Okay.
Tony,
can I? We all have a copy of it. Yeah, I met with Councilor Norris at about 4 p.m. We went to the old part of the jail to get in. We were refused entrance at that time. Miss Norris called Doherty on her cell phone, and he wanted to know why I drug her in this. But please drive around to the new jail, and he would let her in there. We arrived at the administrator's office, and Doherty, with all other Miss Norris's, falling at her feet, asking if he could do anything for her. We first went to the kitchen and looked at the food that had been prepared. A large portion of peas had fallen on the can, out of the can, and was under the railing. I asked one of the cooks if everyone received meat every day, and before he could respond, Doherty ran over and got to about 2 inches from my face and told me that I will not talk to any of his people, and I didn't comply with his orders, he would march me out of there. He kept hollering for Miss Norris and asking if she was going to allow this. At that time, we all walked out of the hallway. Again, Doherty jumped in my face like a schoolyard bully and told me that he didn't work for me or the council, and if I had a problem, go to the Cornell. I then asked to see the canteens, which 50% of the problems that we have arise from the complaints of the canteen. I then asked to see the canteen, and we were told that it was closed for the day. I asked again to see the canteen, that I was sure they had a key. Again, we were denied access to the canteen. We went into one of the female pods, and I was told that I was not allowed to talk to anyone. But then Mr. Doherty asked Miss Norris if she would like to sit with a group of inmates and talk to them. I asked about the $5 charge, that the other 50% of all the complaints I get, and I asked him about that, and I asked to see some printouts with just the $5 showing and how often, but I was told no one knew how to operate the computer. One girl walked up and tried to talk to me, but was scolded and was told no. All during this investigation, Doherty walked with Miss Norris and introduced her to all of the staff and inmates, but completely ignored my presence. Doherty had a Lieutenant Smith to stay by my side during the full investigation to run interference when I wanted to see something. One of the major concerns from the inmates was no soap on the showers. In one of the men's area, I found 2 showers that had soap. The infirmary showers had no soap. The mental ward had no soap. Red Pod had no soap. And as a matter of fact, out of all these showers that I checked, only 2 had soap. This investigation was totally hindered by Mr. Doherty. And he keeps saying that, you know, he doesn't work for me, or he works for the council. But these people have to understand, all of these supervisors and department heads, that they ultimately work for the citizens of Greenville County. Now, a lot of them has forgotten, and I see that daily. But Mr. Doherty, I really think that you should kind of back up and regroup and think this thing through here. You do work for the citizens. You work for these people out here. You work for the inmates. Your job is to take care of these people. Your job is not to bully them and not to try to scam them every way you can. So I want you to know that's how I feel about the situation. And if it cannot be corrected, then I will make every motion possible to see if I can find somebody who would be willing to serve the people of Greenville County. Thank you.
Mr. Doherty.